Let me ask you a serious question, okay? This is gonna be a real one. It's gonna require you to dig a little bit deep, okay? Why are you in cryptocurrency in the first place? Okay, let's take a minute to think about this. Let's all think about it together. Why are you in cryptocurrency in the first place? Now, obviously, the first thing that probably comes to 99% of your minds, your limited brain. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I'm dumb too. I'm human like you. But the most people are gonna say this. They're gonna be like, oh, I'm in cryptocurrency to 100x my portfolio. I want to 100x my portfolio, make a whole bunch of money. That's why most people are in it. Now, I get that. I understand. But let's think about the macro perspective. Let's think about this. Let's take a step back. Let's shoot out and think about this in a macro perspective. Why do people adopt cryptocurrency? Okay, now I've pondered this. I've talked to smart people, and pretty much all of them say the same thing. Now, of course, it's about the gains, about the money, right? But what it's really about, okay, the truth of all of this, the one variable, if I were to boil it all down to one variable, it's the fact that cryptocurrency is completely permissionless. Permissionless. The fact that anybody in the world can access these cryptocurrencies without asking any centralized entity in the world, no government, no bank. They don't have to ask anybody for permission. It's permissionless. Now, I know that might sound corny, right? It's not a documentary or anything, but what I really want to explain to you guys is that the power of cryptocurrency allows anybody by any race, any color, any tax bracket, any income, no matter who you are, you have open freedom to financial products that are currently limited to like the top 1% of the world. Just think about it, right? Obviously right now the gains are big and that's probably why you're in it. But think about it 10 years from now when the law of diminishing returns comes in and the money is not as crazy. There's not like any 100x opportunities anymore. You know, it's just normal like the stock market. At that point, why would people accept cryptocurrency? It's because it's permissionless. Now, the question I have to ask is it truly permissionless? That's important to answer, right? Because though the technology gives us the ability to do these things, is it actually accessible to, you know, the 97%, the people that don't have, you know, 100 grand in cryptocurrency? Is it actually accessible to these people? So we all know on Ethereum, the killer application is decentralized finance, DeFi. Basically, anybody in the world can access financial products that were limited to very rich people that are accredited investors, right? That can provide liquidity, right? DeFi is the one thing that's been growing faster than any other sector in cryptocurrency as we speak, right? That is the new killer app. And it's beautiful, right? On the surface, this, again, like I said, like it's a thing we've never seen before. The innovation is absolutely insane. But there's one thing that bothers me the most, and that's gas fees. Gas fees are so high, the common man cannot get access to these financial products, therefore making it permissioned by the cost of the gas fee or the miners. It literally raised the bar of entry to everybody having access to financial products to only people with a lot of money having access to financial products, right? It's very hard to trade with somebody less than $10,000 in their portfolio when the gas fee's $50 in and $50 out. Let me explain. And actually, let's do the math. So according to BitcoinInfoCharts.com, 97.72% of all Bitcoin holders have less than 0.1 BTC, which the current price of 0.1 BTC is $5,179. So if, let's say, hypothetically, these people have altcoins as well, right? Let's say, I don't know, the average investor has about 10 grand to their name in cryptocurrency, which is realistic because I talk to people all the time and my group and stuff like that. And that's typically around the range they have. They have anywhere from 5 to 10 grand in total in cryptocurrency. This $10,000 is way too small to invest into things like Uniswap and decentralized finance applications, and pretty much almost every altcoin on the market is not going to be accessible to people with $10,000. I'm going to do more math. If you follow my portfolio structure and my risk management model, essentially 50% of your money is going to be used for altcoins like Ethereum and different projects, okay? Like different lower market cap altcoins. Now, typically the way I move is I use 0.5% or 1% of my money for a risky, high risk play, right? So if you're having true risk management, if you do it the right way, instead of, you know, I'm not talking about the people that just go all in on like a DeFi degen, you know, 2 million in market cap coin. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people that take finance very serious and you actually want to trade and not lose all your money, right? They're usually making about 1 to 2% trades. So if you have $10,000 to your name, that's essentially $100. If you want to buy one of these altcoins we're talking about on this cryptocurrency channel, if you're doing it the right way, you'd be spending $100 to $200 on the average size portfolio. Now, obviously, that doesn't make sense at all. Pretty much 90% of the time, the gas fees cost about $50, right, to get into the coin and $50 to get out of the coin. Now it can range from $20, and in some cases I've paid $150 in transaction fees. Literally, if you go to Etherscan and look at my public address, I spent almost 8 grand on gas in the past, not even year, $8,000 on gas. That's absolutely ridiculous. And somebody with a smaller portfolio does not have the capital to trade on Uniswap and Ethereum and ERC20 tokens. It's just not going to happen. So if 97% of people have about 10 grand, you know, this is rough numbers, it's not 100% accurate, but if 97 people have about $10,000 in a portfolio, that basically means that the vast majority of the money being traded in these smaller altcoins is about 3% of the total cryptocurrency ecosystem. Only 3% of the people really actually have access to these DeFi projects, right? And that is not cool. That is not permissionless. That's not decentralized. And this is the truth, right? This is the truth. And I wanted to present that to you guys because there's actually a solution. And we're going to talk about that solution in this video today. Now, a couple of solutions that's been trying to solve it, like Polkadot, Cardano, Kusama. There's been a lot of projects that have been trying to tackle the same issue. It's been a known problem for years, right? It was first a problem on Bitcoin, right? It's very slow and expensive to send money. Now that people are adopting Ethereum, it's becoming a problem on Ethereum as well, right? And nobody got access to these DeFi projects. That's the truth. Until recently, okay? So recently, and this hit me upside the head. At one point, I was calling this project close to a scam. Now, it's the number 3 spot on CoinMarketCap by market capitalization, even passing Tether. And this is, of course, what you guys know, BNB, which gives you access to the Binance Smart Chain, where fees are less than 25 cents, and the rate in which the actual transactions go through are less than 5 to 10 seconds in some cases. So I genuinely believe, just because I know the market, not only am I making these YouTube videos, but I'm talking to people in my group and I hear their questions, concerns on a daily basis. I hear it all the time. I genuinely believe that the people that did not get access to Uniswap and DeFi and the last couple of runs, DeFi summer, and this recent DeFi, you can call it a bubble, you call it whatever you want, this recent DeFi bull run, the people that did not get access will now migrate to the Binance chain. Why? Because it's the only working product known to man. Binance is the only working product known to man that gives access to everybody, right? Transaction fees are calculated in cents, not dollars. Transaction times are calculated in seconds, not minutes. This is, in my personal opinion, true decentralization. So in this video here, we'll be talking about Binance, BNB token, as well as all the options that it's going to potentially create for us in the future. And then I'm going to be doing a price prediction at the end of this video. So let's dive into some specifics because things are going to get out of hand and I want to make sure everybody's ahead of the curve, okay? I don't want to get left behind. You guys know the motto of this channel. If you could pay attention over here, look at the screen, you can basically see that there's something called PancakeSwap. They came out of nowhere. What is PancakeSwap? I'm sure a lot of you on my channel already know, but PancakeSwap is basically a decentralized, same thing as Uniswap, a decentralized exchange, right? Where you can get access to pretty much anything. But look at the volume. Look at the amount of visits and compare the volume's almost matching in 24-hour volume. Look at the difference in amount of visits. So PancakeSwap is being utilized, and in some cases, PancakeSwap passed Uniswap and transaction volumes. Now, the difference here is that Uniswap's on Ethereum, and PancakeSwap is, you guessed it, it's on Binance. So things are getting crazy. Binance Smart Chain is getting crazy. People are clearly starting to adopt it. Let me give you more evidence to this massive, growth that's about to happen. I'm gonna pull up this chart here, and it basically shows something very clear. Now, let me just hide some of these so that we can basically look at this from a realistic perspective that you guys can actually digest. So right here, this is Ethereum dominance in the market. So you can see from this date, it's been completely tanking, right? Look at that. Look how bad that is. Now, if we go over to Binance's market cap, look, almost at the same time, Binance is taking market cap away from Ethereum. Now, one thing I do always tell people is if you look at, for example, the top 3 coins, look at Ethereum's market cap, 186 billion. Look at Binance, 40. Look at Cardano, 35, right? And then look at Polkadot, 33. They're more than halfway, or about halfway, the size of Ethereum, and they're all interoperable, meaning they can technically work together if they wanted to. And this is what's blowing my mind, is that you have 3 people against Ethereum. Before, I always talked about the network effects of Ethereum, right? Now I'm like, okay, I'm looking at these other coins and I'm like, okay, that's crazy. They can team up. they can team up. And the only one with a working product right now is Binance. Now, I want to be very clear with everybody is that Binance doesn't have, let me just go into it. Binance consensus. Binance is centralized. So my long-term play is not really Binance. And it's funny because I'm hyping you guys up talking about price prediction. I'm here to make money. Okay. I'm here to make money. Okay. I'm not here to get emotional about a project. I'm here to get to the bread. Okay. And the truth is they're extremely centralized. They have, I think it's called proof of authority or whatever the case is. They're not going to show it on their website, but essentially they pick the node operators. Let me just double check and see if we can find it. Proof of authority. Yeah, so their proof of authority consensus, they pick people, as you can see here, POA. It's reputation-based consensus algorithm that introduces a practical and efficient solution to blockchain networks. It's practical, I get it, but they're also picking who's the winners. They're picking who's making money on the transaction fees. They're picking, basically, they're centralized. They can control it. Now, there comes with benefits, right? So if there's like a huge DeFi hack or something like that, then they can reverse the blockchain transactions and get the money back. But then there's also issues, right? We're talking about decentralization here, right? So there's a sacrifice, there's a give take, right? So the sacrifice here is the fact that they control the whole entire blockchain. It's not a true blockchain. Nobody's gonna tell you the truth like this. But I will say in the next couple of months, this is the true innovation here that you guys have to really pay attention to. This smart dude, I forgot his name, but I was watching a YouTube video. No, I think it was a podcast. And he basically explained, he's like, look, the things that 100x on Ethereum blockchain are going to be the projects that are created when the transaction speeds and the transaction costs are down. So let's imagine a perfect situation where Ethereum has like, I don't know, 0 fees and the speeds are like less than a second, right? On everything. Whatever project could be created in that environment are going to be the next 100x projects. So what I'm anticipating here is that Binance is the best place for the innovation to happen at the current time. But being that this is open source, everything on the internet, you know, and at least in Web 3.0, it's all open source. So maybe in the future, the innovative projects that come out on the Binance Smart Chain will then be recreated on Ethereum when Ethereum 2.0 comes in and solves the issue of transaction fees and transaction speeds. Does that make sense, guys? Essentially, this is kind of the innovation ground right now that's setting up for Polkadot, for Cardano. Now, personally, the reason why I'm not like long-term bullish on Binance Chain is because of the proof of authority. They pick the node operators. They pick who calls the shots. So this is like another XRP, another centralized entity. But it doesn't mean for the next couple of months, we can't make money off of this innovation. Hence why I'm making this video, okay? So I give you guys both perspectives. If you appreciate that, do us both a favor, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button too as well. I'm trying to share this with as many people as possible. And then I'll give you guys more evidence to the price prediction behind Binance, what it could potentially be in the future, how much can it grow, right? All those great things. Let's jump into some more details. So if we look at the DeFi perpetual index, you can see that we're continuing to grow like nonstop. We're in no man's land. And part of this is with Binance Chain as well, right? So I will say that DeFi is probably going to be the choice of selection for everything that I talk about on Binance. We're doing a BNB price prediction right now because all the coins basically, you need BNB to make purchases on the Binance Chain. But I will say in future videos, we're going to be doing some price predictions on some lower level protocols so we can get that 10, 20, 100x or whatever the case is, whatever situation that is. And I think that's important. So moving back, right? I really do believe, and I'm not the only person to say this, I do believe that gold, okay, Bitcoin is going to pass gold's market cap. I really do think that. Now, it might not like do it this year. It might do it, in like 10 years, right? Bitcoin can easily do this in a long frame of time. Now, I usually base it off of that. Now there's logarithmic regression, there's data science models, stock to flow ratio, all these things are kind of pointing in the general direction, but I will say there are some of them are less, right? So some prediction models are pointing to like $1 million Bitcoin. Some are saying $288,000 Bitcoin. And what I do is I analyze the market to make these predictions based off Bitcoin, because this is the big market mover right now, right? This is what everybody buys first. This is like if Bitcoin dumps, everything dumps. This is kind of like the store of value for all of cryptocurrency. So we have to make our predictions based off that. So assuming that Bitcoin will get a $1 trillion valuation, or I'm sorry, $11 trillion valuation, right, as a total market cap, assuming it passes the total market cap of gold, we will see about a 10x on Bitcoin, which right now Bitcoin is about $50,000, right? $50,000, right? Which will probably see about a 10x to about $500,000, right? On Bitcoin specifically. Now, Binance Chain has a much smaller market cap, right? So let's say hypothetically it passed Ethereum. I'm not going to sit here and say it will, but let's say hypothetically, let's get the best case situation and then peg back, maybe divide it by 3, you know, and then that'll be kind of our answer, right? You want to be conservative in these guesstimates. And to be honest with you, like it's none of this is probably going to come to reality. This is just the truth, right? And obviously you shouldn't take this as financial advice, but it's fun to look at the numbers and see what could potentially happen, right? Because some of the numbers have played out, some of them haven't, right? I predicted Bitcoin to 10x when Bitcoin was at $4,000 on my YouTube channel. It 10x, right? But sometimes, you know, I'll do a price prediction on like Chainlink or something like that, and it doesn't work out. But it's an interesting thing to look at, and I know a lot of people want to see the numbers. So again, bring it back to the video. It's about $254 right now. Now, so assuming it takes Ethereum's market cap and then also 10x's with Bitcoin, even though we know it's gonna be more than that. So let's say assuming it takes Ethereum's market cap and then 10x's as well. So from right now, I'm just gonna do some quick math. If we do 186 divided by 39, 186 divided by 39, I did 399. You could see that there's about a 4.5 or 4.7x. Okay, so basically right now, to get to Ethereum's market cap, Binance will about 4 to 5x. Let's just call it 4 to be conservative. So if it's 4xing and then 10xing with Bitcoin, right, we could see about a 14x on the price of Binance Chain. Now, if you purchase Binance Chain today, right, with $1,000, and keep in mind, like we're talking about the BNB coin. I keep saying Binance Chain because that's where the true innovation's at. But we're talking about the BNB coin, which is like, it's way safer than these protocols on Binance. So it's like a safe bet, right? It's not super safe. You have to think of context of it's safe within crypto. And in the market of crypto, a top 3 coin like this, number 3 on CoinMarketCap, is going to be safer than, you know, a DeFi protocol with 10 million in their market capitalization. So moving forward, if we have a 14x, you could essentially turn about $1,000 into $14,000. Okay. This is conservative numbers. Most likely we'll have more growth on BNB, okay? And most likely Ethereum's going to take more market cap than Bitcoin. Ethereum's most likely going to do more of like a 12 to 13x. We've talked about this before. It's currently at 1,600. When it was at 900, I said it was going to go to about 5,000 to 8,000. So all of these numbers are realistic, okay? So I could say maybe a 10 to 14x on Binance coin, maybe by the end of this bull cycle, and it could be way more than that in the future. And that's assuming Bitcoin gets to 10 or $11 trillion market cap of gold, right? And we don't keep going up from there. So $1,000 to about $14,000 is my price prediction for Binance coin. They're getting a lot of adoption. Things are happening that are amazing. There could be an altcoin season around the corner happening as we speak. Like literally altcoins could start taking off. And guys, remember, back in the day, I would talk about like liquidity provision. I would talk about specifically, yield farming and all these crazy things. It cost me, one time I paid $150 for one transaction to get into a yield farm. So now I can do that. I can get in and out, right? Sometimes when you're getting 20% APY, when you're making 20% on your money a year, when you're making 20% of money a year, just getting in the protocol will cost you 5%. And then getting out will cost you another 5%. So you're losing all your annual percentage yield, right? So again, Binance is bringing that down to 25 cents. The innovation and the trading that's about to happen on the Binance chain is absolutely ridiculous. It's opening the gateway for people that have less than $10,000, which would then open the gateway for people that have more liquidity. And the people are just going to get fed up with Ethereum. That's just the truth. So I'm not going to sit here and say they're going to flip. I'm just saying if they did flip, it's about 14, 15x conservative. This is conservative, guys. 1,500%. You could turn $1,000 into about 15 grand. And that's assuming, again, the variables we talked about before. Now, and that's coming from a coin that's top 3. That's a top 3 coin. So it's relatively safe in the terms of cryptocurrency. Usually you don't get 15x's for safe coins. So I think it's really interesting. I think it's something everybody should be paying attention to. We'll be doing more tutorials on the Binance chain. Of course, we're not getting emotional. I'm not 100% tied to this coin. I just want to make some money. And we'll be talking about some DeFi protocols on the Binance chain that have lower market cap that have the chance to 50 or 100x. So again, guys, definitely subscribe to this channel. If you like the quality of this content, hit like. If you don't, leave some constructive criticism, subscribe for more video updates. And like I always say, if you don't get with this technology, you will get left behind. And I'm showing you now how to get left behind. So definitely put the push notifications on. We're doing more live streams, et cetera, et cetera. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.